Hello, I'm going to show you quickly how to export your Gerber, bill of materials, pick and place, and IPC netlist files from KiCad into JLCPCB. So first you're going to start in the normal KiCad menu. You're going to go to Tools, Plugin, and Content Manager. Let it load for a second. We're going to search up Fabrication Toolkit. You're going to want to hit Install and then Apply. Close this out and open your PCB. Now that your PCB is open and you're ready to export, all you have to do is come up here and click this button. You can leave these as default and just click Generate. Wait a second, and it should pop up a window that has all of your files that you need for JLC. And hopping over to JLCPCB, we're just going to hit Add Gerber File. We're going to open up our production folder, and we're going to open up our zip file. Once the zip file is done uploading, you can see that we have our PCB here, and it looks correct to me, so I'm just going to set my settings really quick. And once you have your settings how you like them, you can just switch this on for PCB assembly. Choose your side for assembly. I usually like to go with 2 PCBA quantity. And confirm parts placement. Then we're going to hit Next. We can verify our side for assembly is correct. I'm doing the bottom. Then we can add our bill of materials. To add the bill of materials, we just click right here, open the BOM file, let it upload, and for CPL, we open our positions file. Now we're going to hit process, and we're going to give it a second. I did get an error here, but if you get something like this, it doesn't really matter. I know that these are a test point on my PCB, so they don't actually need a part on them. So now we can see our bill of materials. You might have to double check or change these to JLCPCB parts, but for the most part, it can get them if you have the part number listed in the bill of materials. And that's shown right here in the schematic file. You just click this button and you can change your part numbers here. I usually try to look on the JLC PCB parts library to make sure that they're going to have something like that. But you can see here that does sometimes make mistakes. Like this is supposed to be a 100 nanofarad capacitor. And this is actually the part number that I chose, but it still picked out some random, looks like a LDO or something like that, or a MOSFET. So we're going to have to change this manually, and you can do that by searching part numbers. So you can copy this and search a part number like this. And I think this might be why it didn't come up. It's because this one doesn't exist. So we're just going to search 100 nanofarad. And we're going to make sure that we have the right footprint, and then we should be good. And it's sometimes also useful here, like this is supposed to be a resistor array, to have the bill of materials up next to you so that you can manually copy and paste these part numbers in here. Now, once you have your entire bill of materials figured out, you can hit Next. Switch to standard if you need to. And it'll give you a preview so you can check the placement. Once it's loaded, we can pan around, look at the top and bottom, and double check that our components are placed properly. It does a pretty good job, but I always like to double check things like diodes, it looks like this one might be flipped around, stuff like that needs to be checked and then rotated like this. And now we see that's in properly. Also double check the polarity if you have tantalum capacitors. Stuff like this again might need to be rotated. That's correct now. This one is also off. There we go. I need to double check these diodes. But yeah, and something like this, the pads are a little bit off, so it might need to be offset. So just make sure you double check everything. And once you're good to go there, you should be able to move on to the next step. And finally, once you've verified all of these, you hit next and you get your quote.